So hi everyone, today we have a special guest on our channel. We have Vikrant with us. Vikrant, would you like to introduce yourself once?
Hi Ashish, thank you for having me. My name is Vikrant, and as you already know, I'm recently start working for WBD. And previously, I worked with Make My Trip. And apart from that, I have completed my BTech from NIT Delhi in Computer Science and Engineering. So yeah, that's about me.
Nice man, nice. So like he mentioned, recently he has cracked Warner Brothers. We'll be getting to know his journey to cracking Warner Brothers, his preparation, his interview experience, and everything in between. So Vikrant, would you like to start us off with your interview experience? Like how did you apply? How many rounds were there? What all happened?
Sure. So there was I have directly reached out to one of the HR and she called
Mm-hmm.
me back. Like it was not with any referral. Okay. So there was a total
Mm-hmm.
four rounds of interview. First was the screening round. So
Mm-hmm.
it was all about the DSA only, and some other things were also there. Then we having one DSA round, and then another
Mm-hmm.
second round was HLD plus LLD round, and third round was managerial round. So these were the four
Mm-hmm.
interview round that I have.
All right. So can you tell us a bit in details, like let's say DSA first, like what kind of problems did you get, like topics or difficulty, if you can tell us.
Okay. So in the screening round itself, there are two DSA. Like in the starting, they asked me about my project, on which product they have worked upon in MMT. So I told about everything. I was in the hotel slope in MMP, and we are building complete end-to-end booking of a hotel. So they asked me about that. I have created one travel tip feature, which is live, even you can see that. So there was some follow-up question upon that. So first half an hour was about my that part, and the half an hour was discussing about the DSA problem. So DSA problem was it was related to linked list. So it was that. So we have discussed he gave me the statement, problem statement, and then I asked him some few doubts which I had, and then I discussed my approach, and then he asked me to write the complete working code. So that was my screening round. I cleared that. Then after proceed to the first, you can say first round of interview after the screening round. So technically it was second round, but likewise it was the first round. So that was the complete DSA based interview. It was of the 1 hour only, and in which I was asked two problems. It was related to metrics, and the problem statement was medium to hard only. So it took half an hour to solve. I told him the brute force, and then he asked me to optimize that approach. So I have discussed that with him. And there was another follow-up question. Like it was a little tricky, but I was able to make it. So these were the two questions that are based on metrics only. So there was like some algorithm was using in it. I have to identify that, and I have like he was looking for that. So he get it finally, and then I cleared this round. So feedback for that interview was also good. So that was the first round of interview. Then second, they called quality coding round. So it consists of LLD round, LLD plus some HLD. So in this, I have asked one LLD question. It was related to stack. So they asked me to implement some internal of stack. There were some scenarios that I have to code. And apart from that, in the beginning, as I was working on the Java 8, so he tested my knowledge on Java 8. So he asked me to write some for loops and some codes. Like there were some functions that I have to write, whatever the interviewer asking to me. So in the first 15-20 minutes, that was the discussion about the Java 8 and the Spring Boot, the code internal, how it is working, right? So that was the one phase of the interview. Apart from that, as I already mentioned, there was a stack question, right? So that was there. Apart from that, Yes, so he asked me some LLD part of the LLD questions also. It was all related to my previous work. So like what there was some scenario he didn't ask me exactly, but as I am in the traveling company, so he give me some scenario and I have to explain him like, how it will be going to work, how will the latency will decrease, and like we are getting lakhs of requests, right? How we will be going to handle. So he discussed all of this scenario with me, and it was a very communicative, a very discussion kind of an interview. Like we have to discuss a lot. And yes, the stack question that I have mentioned, I need to write the complete working code, and all test cases should be passed on. So that was there. So that was my second interview round. Technically third, but for them it was second round. Then we have the managerial round. So it was with my manager in which like she is my manager here, under which I am get hired. So it was technical plus managerial. So in which she asked me about my 2.5 year of work, like what I have done and everything. So it was basically she wanted to know like on which product I have like what is the impactful project that I have worked. So in MMT we have rearc so many things. So we have a very heavy discussion about that, some scenarios kind of a thing. Then she discussed about that was very technical. She asked me about the cache techniques and DBs, Spring Boot, Java, all of that she covered in the first half. Then in the second half, she discussed about like as they are very specific to gRPC. Like in my team, it's not that all of them are using the same. It's not that. But yeah, my team is using gRPC and I have a hands-on that. So she asked some specific question related to this, so that I will able to make it. After that technical part, she asked me about the how we basically what are the team structures in MMT for which like I am team I am working with, and how is the release process, how like we maintain our Docker. These kind of questions came into the discussion, right? So these were the my third interview round with manager, and she asked some managerial things obviously with me. So that was also there. So these are the total four round of interview, and all are pure technical. And I can say these interview were like medium to hard level.
Hmm. All right. So that was pretty detailed. I'm glad that you explained everything in great detail. So for the DSA overall, you can say that it was medium to hard level of all the DSA problems that they asked you, right?
Medium, I can say you can say like it was not very medium and it was not like very complex, but yeah, it was between the medium to hard. It was not very easy, not like medium easy, but it was hard medium. You can say like a medium hard. Yeah, you can say it was not very pretty much forward actually. There was some catch, and on the lead code itself, it is a hard medium like hard tag over there. But I find out easy because like I have practiced that kind of problem, so that's why I'm able to make.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. We'll get on to that as well, how you practice. All right. So, what did you feel was the most difficult part of the interview? That's something that you felt you would have struggled in, or someone else can struggle in. What was the most difficult part of the interview?
Okay, so actually, before this interview, I have gone through a lot of interviews. So in this, I have worked upon like what difficulties I was having. The difficulty that I am facing the most that to understand the problem first. Like do not jump into the solution directly, right? So it always should be like you should talk about the problem first. Like, have you understood the problem correctly or not? Because in my like some other interviews happened, like I misunderstood the problem and I start coding, so it like I didn't able to make it because of that mistake. That I can say it is a difficult part if you're not listening properly to the interviewer and you have multiple doubts. Don't hesitate to ask. Right, you can ask multiple times. And here, specifically to WBD, the interviewers are very nice. Like they are very eager to tell you if you are stuck somewhere, and they're very helping. So here, as such, I haven't faced any difficulty. It was a like for me, it was good.
Mm-hmm. Nice, man. Nice. All right. Okay, so let's get to your preparation because, like you said, the level of DSO was also good. It was not too easy, and along with that, you had system design. You
Yeah.
had very much technical questions about your past projects as well. So I'd like to know more about your preparation. Like, how did you prepare that you came to a level that you were ready for?
Okay. So DSA, I like it is not that like I'm doing it for the first time. So like when I was in college, I was a regular coder. I used to do coding. So it's just like I have to freshen up my concepts, right? So it took around 2 to 3 months to revise all that concept. I start from 90 days coding questions. So it was I start from the easy one to easy, then medium to hard. It was in the beginning I did like topic wise, but after 2 months like I start doing like randomly, right? So it was like that. I haven't followed any sheet, but yes, I have regularly code on the code. And initially I start doing coding because I forget some of the concepts because I was not regularly coded once I joined there. But yeah, it gave me a good hands on. So for DSA, I can say like mostly I haven't followed anybody. I haven't just because I have like, to be honest, I have my notes with me, which I have prepared in my college time. So I gone through with them mostly. So that worked for me. And like I have covered all of the topics. And apart from this interview, I can say I went around like 30 to 50 interviews overall, not like the companies, but the number of rounds. Mostly they are asking linked list, arrays, DP, and stack, and graphs also they are asking. So like the whosoever is listening to this section, they should focus this is the to do must to do list to do. So for the system design, I have gone through with Shreyan's Jain video. So for LLD and HLD both. Uh, So that was the system design, and like you should know like what you are doing. If you're experienced guy and you're switching, you should know about your system properly. Like how like as I was in the client gateway, client facing team, I should know like how the request is coming and everything going inside that. So I have to know about. So you should because they will going to crush you in the HLD round or LLD round because they mostly see like how it is there in your system. So they I gone through so many interviews, so they mostly ask regarding my like previous work. So you should know, you should coordinate your concepts with what you have. So it's that. Actually, I have practiced a lot. Like in my college time also, I have around 450 questions I have solved at that time. And mostly I have revised because that 450 questions have covered most of the topics, right? So as I mentioned, I have a notes with me and I keep on revising them and I practice them only. So like coding wise, I can say I have practiced like around 200 questions. But as I have my notes, so I skip some of
Hmm.
the questions because I know like what are the concepts behind them. But like there is DP questions, right? So I have practiced them much. Linked list question I have practiced a lot. Then that kind of things it depend person to person. Like I thought like my weak point is this, so I have
Hmm.
practiced a lot of questions. Sorry,
Hmm.
for that particular topic, right? So that was the number of like I don't keep a count like how much it is, but I am saying that I am having 450 questions within my register,
Hmm.
and I have revised all of them. So like around 200 must be I have coded on it. Code again.
Hmm. Nice, man. Nice. And I think note making is very important, right? Especially revising note making.
Yes, it is it is my habit from from very beginning. I maintain like I keep notes with me, whatever you because it is very like under you can say it is very necessary. Like you're revising the concept again, right? Because if you're reading it for the first time, it will not like you will get everything in the first place, right? So it always like you have to go through with it again. So people have different style to study, but this is my one of my like this is my style. I always keep writing things and still for system design and like I freshly I have prepared notes for system design and that NLD and HLD.
Right, right. I think without note making, it's very difficult to go far in our field, right? With so many things to prepare, the best thing you can do for
How
yourself.
you like before interview, how you will able to revise, right?
Hmm.
So it always better to have something in your hand.
Hmm. Right, right, right. Correct, correct. All right, okay. Okay, so I think we have covered pretty much everything about, your journey, your preparation, the interview experience. So on a final note to all of the people who are watching this video who also want to crack a good company like Warner Brothers, what advice would you like to give them?
Okay. So, one pretty good advice will be like you should always brushing up your basic concepts, right? So, like
Hmm.
DSA is the first round of interview. If you are not able to make it, then you will not able to proceed, right? So, DSA concept should be pretty good because nowadays the standard of interview is very high. To be honest, like they are
Hmm.
not asking very simple and easy questions, so you have to be prepared for that, right? And if you're an experienced guy, then you should have a very good knowledge of system design also. And I would like one good tip I will can say is that you should have a good knowledge of your system, right? System means like on which project or product you are
Hmm.
working with your current organization,
Hmm.
because they will going to ask you a lot of question on that. So like that kind of question I have received from the interviewers from different companies. So you should have a good knowledge of your product, like for you whomsoever you are working with, right? So that
Hmm.
is one of advice I can give. Yeah, and uh, you can keep you can keep notes like me because it is easy to revise. So that is also one of the advice I can give. Nothing much in my mind.
No, no, right. That's some wonderful advice right there, right? And if any one of you still have any doubt, I'll give Vikrant's LinkedIn in the description. You guys can follow him from there and connect with him from there as well. So I think pretty much we've covered everything about your entire journey to cracking Warner Brothers, right? So thanks a lot, man, for coming on my channel, sharing your journey and these wonderful tips. I really hope it helps a lot of students. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ashish.